How important is money to you? How exactly is money made, and how do people become extremely good at the game of money? Hello, welcome. This is Dr. Obed, and in this video, I'm going to be telling you 5 characteristics of money, what you need to know to become good at the game of money. Number one, money is a game. What this means is that money as a game is played to either win or lose. And as a game, there are rules and regulations that determine whether you are going to win the game or lose the money game. There are smart and poor money moves. Smart financial moves such as working to earn, starting a business, saving and investing, budgeting and tracking, frugality, delaying of gratification, living below your means, multiple income streams, and financial education. These are things and others that when you imbibe, you are going to improve your chances of winning in the money game. And of course, there are poor financial choices and decisions such as laziness to work, lifestyle inflation, excessive spending, addictions, borrowing to consume, lack of budgeting, lack of savings and investment, impatience, get rich quick mentality, and financial illiteracy and lack of money management skills. These things will, of course, hamper your success in playing the money game. Another thing is that as a game, the more you play the money game, the better you get at it, which is why the earlier you start in anything, especially in savings and investing, the better you will get in the long run. Things like compounding will work in your favor. Also, in any game, you are going to make some mistakes, especially as a beginner. You are going to fail a lot as you are beginning until you stand on your feet. Financial education, of course, is going to limit your losses and ensure that your mistakes are not fatal. But however, as a beginner, due to inexperience and ignorance, you are certainly going to make mistakes. Money is a game, and you need to play it with that consciousness and do the things that will guarantee you a win. Number two, money affects everything. This means that everything in life is somehow tied to money. Money is so important that on the scale of what you must have, money is very high up there, next to oxygen. You may have heard the saying that money is not everything, and that money does not buy happiness. The Bible actually said that money answers all things. What it means is that money affects everything. Yes, of course, money is not everything, but money affects everything that is anything. And yes, money does not buy happiness because simply there is nothing in a tangible form on sale called happiness. That is the reason why money cannot buy it. If there was, money would have been able to buy it. These statements are usually made by people, poor people, who are using it as an excuse for their lack of money, and of course using it to take a dig on rich people by saying that rich people also have problems and rich people do not have everything. And this is not the kind of position you want to be. You don't want to be the person that is making an excuse for why you are poor or beefing rich people, rather than doing things that will affect your personal economy to improve it. And yes, of course, money is not the only index of success. Success is holistic. There are many indices, of which money is just one of them. There are things like good health, physical and mental. There is relationship with God, your family and friends. There are things like career growth and vocational fulfillment. All these things are success indices in their own right. Having one without the other will ensure that your happiness is not complete. But one thing is certain, that money affects every one of these indices. Money will certainly help improve your health. Money will improve your relationship with others, including even your relationship with God. You need money to invest in the kingdom. You need money for career growth, vocation, doing the things you want. Is it philanthropy? You need money to put smiles in the face of people. These are the things that make people happy. So money affects every of these things. What is most important is that you do not sacrifice any things that is important on the altar of money, maybe like sacrificing your health or your family because of money. Because in the long run, you will realize that you are not going to be happy, because these things are important in the grand scheme of things, in the overall success equation, and without any of them, you are not going to be ultimately happy. Number three, money is morally neutral. Money is neutral. What this means is that money is not bad and money is not good in itself either. Money takes the character of the person with it and amplifies it. What this means is that if an evil person has money, he is going to cause havoc to the society. But if a righteous person is with this money, the society is going to be better for it. Just like what the Bible says, that if the wicked is in authority, people mourn. But if the righteous is in authority, people do rejoice. So money is that way. It is not good, it's not bad. It takes on the character of the person with it. It depends on who the person is and what the person is willing to do with that money. It's just like a gun. We cannot say there should be no gun anymore because gun is used for armed robbery, because that same gun in the hands of law-abiding security personnel is used to secure lives and properties. Money is exactly that way. If you're tired of seeing evil perpetrated with money by rich people, what you can do is to enter the money game, play to win, have the money, and now decide to do good with that money. That one is better than maybe beefing rich people for what they have chosen to do with their money, especially if they worked for their money legitimately. If righteous people decide not to play the money game simply because it is evil, it means that they are helping to perpetuate evil by reducing their chances of winning in a game that they have refused to play in the first place. Number four, money is a medium of exchange of value. Money is simply a medium of exchange. Now, what is the origin of money in the first place? Money actually started as a way to move away from trading by barter. Initially, people usually traded by barter. People exchanged what they had with what the other person had. But as time went on, they had some issues with trading by barter. For example, if I reared chickens and you had yams, and you wanted my chickens and I wanted your yams, we now come for exchange. However, my chicken is big, way bigger than the value of the yam you are offering me. So how do we now call out the big value of the chicken I'm giving you for the small yam that you have to offer? Another issue with barter was that in some situations, you want my chicken, but I do not want your yam. What I want rather was rice. So that was how money was invented. That way, you will give me money that is the worth of my chicken. I can now use that money and purchase rice, the exact value of rice I wanted. So money is now a medium of measuring value and exchanging value. How is this important? It means that if you want money, you need to create value. You need to have value, the worth of that amount of money that you need. The amount of value you create determines the amount of money you will get in return. So if you really want money, you need to think of how you can create value, either a service you will offer or a product for that amount of money that you need. So if you create value and then look for a way to capture that value in terms of money, then you have created wealth. Number 5, money means freedom. What it means is that money buys you the time to do whatever you want to do with your life, and also affords you the resources to do that. Most of the decisions you make are primarily influenced by the amount of money you have. For example, the school you went most likely may not have been the first choice that you had or your parents had if you had more money. Another way to put it is that money creates options. Money gives you a lot of options. For example, if you are asked to go from Port Harcourt to Abuja, Nigeria, there are actually many options of your means of transportation. You can decide to go by walking, that is trekking. You can trek from here to Abuja. It's going to take little money on your part. You are not going to pay anybody as a means of transport, but it's going to take a few weeks at least, and of course your health and your life will be at risk, and of course you cannot get there on time. You can also decide to go by public transport, that is with a car. That one will take roughly about 10 to 12 hours. That is like half a day on the road. It will of course require some money. But then there is the option of flying, which requires much more money, but you will arrive in Abuja in about an hour or 45 minutes. These are your options. If you had your way, you would definitely, of course, go with flight. But if you had only 50,000 naira as your budget for this traveling, and you are asked to arrive the next day, of course, by trekking, you cannot arrive the next day. And because of the amount of money you had, you cannot go by flight. So money has limited your options to just one. Even for people who can go by flight, there are still many options. You can go with the economy class, you can go with business class, you can go with first class, and all these are graded by money. And of course, there are even people who can choose to go by private jets because they had the means. That is the kind of option that money affords you. For example, your mom is sick. Do you take her to a local hospital, or do you fly her abroad to the best hospital in the world that can handle that situation quickly? That is options. Which school is best for you? Most times the best schools are the costliest. There are people who do not even have that option of going to a local hospital. There have been cases of people who died because their family members could not make the decision of taking them to a hospital because of the perceived cost of going to the hospital. And there have even been cases where people were taken out of the hospital and taken to the village for trial and error, but because they do not have the money to continue the medical services that is being rendered to their relative. In some of these cases, we know that taking them to the village means they are going there to die. That is the kind of options that is available or not available to you if you do not have money. So even if you do not want to be a millionaire, you still need money to be comfortable enough in life. Money gives you options to be able to do the things you love and the things that are necessary for a comfortable life. That is it. Thank you, and please do subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.